Our bottom navigation bar is now working and we can use it to switch between tabs. However, we have discovered a problem because our floating action button is now hidden behind the bottom navigation. And the reason we had this problem is that the scaffold object that we are using to show the jobs page doesn't know that we have a bottom navigation. Not only that, but the jobs page is built inside a Cupertino tab view, which has a Cupertino tab scaffold as a parent. And when working with Cupertino scaffolds, it is not common to use a material scaffold widget to represent the content inside the tabs. Instead, here we could return a Cupertino page scaffold, like this. And this is the Cupertino equivalent of the material scaffold. However, if we inspect the properties of this widget, we find out that it doesn't have a floating action button. And in any case, we have used the material scaffold widget throughout the entire app, so I don't really want to use a Cupertino page scaffold over here. In summary, floating action button doesn't work particularly well when we nest our scaffold inside a Cupertino tab scaffold, but we want to use Cupertino tab scaffold because that gives us the ability to use multiple navigation stacks. So at this point, I suggest that we shouldn't be fighting the framework and that we remove this floating action button altogether and replace it with a standard app bar action that we can show on the top right corner, like we do for the logout button. So let's do this, and in the actions of our app bar, I'm going to add an icon button, and this is a widget that takes an icon with icon, and here I could pass icons.add and a color of colors.white, like this. And then I need to give it an onPressed callback, and I can borrow this directly from here, and I'm going to paste it in here, like this. And then I can remove the floating action button. And now I can hot reload, and I can see that I now have a plus button alongside the logout button. And also the jobs title has moved to the left so that there is enough space to show multiple action buttons, and the floating action button is gone. By the way, if I select any of these jobs, then I'm taken to the job entries page, where I also have a floating action button hiding under the navigation bar. So I'd like to replace this as well and put two icon buttons at the top. One for editing the current job and one for adding a new entry. So here I can replace this flat button with an icon button, and rather than giving it a child, this will take an icon of icon with icons.edit and colors.white, like this. And then I can add a second icon button with an icon of icon with icons.add and also a color of colors.white. And I need to also provide the onPressed callback. And again, I can borrow this from the floating action button and specify like this. And then I can remove the floating action button as well. Okay, so with this change, I can hot reload, and I can see that if I open this page, I now have two action buttons over here, and the title has moved to the left. And by the way, if we want, we can force the title to appear in the middle by providing a center title of true, like this. And one thing that we can notice is that if we are on this page and we hot reload, then the navigation stack is reset. And we will see if we can address that later. Okay, so let's continue on the next video.